everyone, good morning, happy Friday. You're going to see this on Saturday, so happy Saturday. So we saw something huge come out last night. We saw the new Cybertruck all-wheel drive. So similar to the Model Y all-wheel drive, this is the stripped-down version of the Cybertruck. And what that kind of entails is there's no ventilated seats, there's no premium center console, there's no outlets inside the cabin. The tool area inside the trunk where where you have like a cooler at's gone, but it does have a tonneau cover. It does have the ambient lights on the inside. It does have adjustable seats that look like it was on the side of the seat. I couldn't really get a good picture or a good view of it, and no one's really talked about that part yet. But we are seeing the truck come in at $59,999. So that's great because now we have a sub $60,000 truck. If you use a referral credit, you get another $1,000 off. If you use the American Heroes, that's another $500 off. And we're just seeing all these great deals come out to where now we're getting the more affordable versions of the car. And the way that I kind of think about it is if we're starting to see these versions, maybe that'll bring down the price of the used market a little bit on like Cybertruck and Model Y and everything, because we are seeing a big spike in those, especially if they have autopilot, which to me is crazy because why? When you look at Carvana, you're looking at a used Model Y, that long range all-wheel drive, that's freaking $48,000. I was like, you can go buy a brand new one for the same price and have 0 miles. But it doesn't have autopilot, so I guess maybe autopilot really is like a $2,000 or $3,000 premium. I can't really tell what that really means. So I think it's cool. You have until March 31st to transfer your full self-driving if you've not already done so already. I'm considering the Cybertruck, the all-wheel drive version, because it's still 4.1 seconds to 60, so that's really good. You still have the four-wheel steer. You still have power share, which is what I really want. I think that technology, to me at least, makes the most sense. So for me, getting an all-wheel drive Cybertruck, yes, it's stripped down. And I was looking at the owner manual last night, and it looks like it still has 3 lower latches in the second row, which is great for if you have 3 kids, which is what I have. So I think that this might be something that a lot of people are going to be more open to. And I know everyone says the Cybertruck looks like a trash can or a dumpster can or whatever the hell they want to say. But I do think it's not the best looking truck in the world, but I do think it's probably the most capable truck with the 4-wheel steer, the power share, the ability to have full self-driving, which I would transfer if I did do it. I do want to wait until it's closer to that March 31st date, though, because they just released it. There's no incentive on the actual APR just yet. We're looking at 5.29% compared to 3.99% for 72 months for, the all-wheel drive premium now is what they're calling it in the Cyber Beast. And then kind of going into the Cyber Beast, they removed the Lux package completely. That is no longer a thing at all. That is gone. So, and even for inventory models, they just stripped it and then lowered the price a little bit. So it kind of makes you wonder a little bit about the software packages that they offer, because it's very easy to remove, very easy to get rid of, and then they can always add that back later. We are seeing Model S and X both still have the Lux package, which is good because to me it's kind of like a final send-off for that car. And it just makes the most sense to me, at least, because it's the end of an era. They've been around for over a decade now. The Model X has been here for a decade, but the Model S has been here since like 2013, 2012, somewhere around there. And it's good to see them push that car off with the best available package. So you're going to get the free premium connectivity. You're going to get the full self-driving package. You're going to get unlimited supercharging and all that other cool stuff. So I am curious to see how that might tie into the robotaxi network further on down the road. I know they said that you couldn't use the supercharging for that, so I wonder if maybe they'll be able to differentiate between personal use and whenever you go to put that on the robotaxi fleet when it comes to supercharging. And I haven't really heard the details necessarily yet on how you would charge a car if you're using the robotaxi network, because I just haven't really had a chance to see that. The other part that I kind of want to talk about too is the 3 and Y. So I did misspeak on Tuesday saying that the Model 3 not the premium, was a lower interest rate. That is not the case. That is 5.29%. So I don't love that necessarily, because we're seeing Model Y all-wheel drive and the rear-wheel drive version or standard. We'll call it legacy standard. I don't like just calling it Model Y. I like and having to use premium and all this other stuff. But we are seeing like that being 5.29%, which is crazy to me. So it's basically the same price once you factor in interest as the Model Y. So I don't know if Tesla is trying to push the Model Y more than the Model 3, or what the deal is with that, or maybe they just don't want that many Model Y or Model 3 standards. But to me, I like the Model 3. I think that it's a great car. I think that you still get the most bang for your buck because you're getting the sealed frunk, you're still getting the pull down cup holder and all that other good stuff. So I don't know. It just seems weird to me that they wouldn't make that 0.99%, at least at a minimum, compared to the rest of the car, or at least to the rest of the lineups. And then we are seeing that 0.99% for Model 3 premium, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and performance for 72 months, which I think is a great deal. Even if you don't put any money down, you're only paying like $1,100 in taxes $1,100 in interest max, and then that's covered under the big beautiful bill. So that's the way I kind of think about that, because it's a tax write-off and you're really paying 0% interest, which to me is great because I don't like paying interest. With that also, so we haven't really seen any big incentives yet for S and X. We did see that the Lunar Silver is now gone. You can no longer buy that anymore, or at least order it. I'm sure there's a lot of inventory availability for it, which is good. And being able to get that color is nice. I'm more of an ultra red guy, but the Quicksilver for Model 3 and Y, and then the Lunar Silver for S and X was always a good color for me too. So if you find this helpful, please use my referral link to book a demo drive. I am considering a couple different incentives for booking demo drives if you've never done one before. One being if you absolutely hate the car, absolutely hate Tesla still, and that's all the fun stuff, that I would just Cash App or Venmo you $15, because I want to get more people out there. The more people I talk to, the more people they don't understand how charging works, how full self-driving works, how the maintenance works, how anything works. So I want to use this platform as the ability to be able to kind of give more information to everyone as well, because I love my Tesla Model X Plaid. I do a lot. And I know that it's a hardware 3, and I know there's a lot of, not necessarily speculation, but a lot of maybe rudeness towards it, because the people that have been, all in on Tesla early are now starting to drop off. And now that the people like myself who didn't buy a Tesla until 2024, mid-2024, we're like, hey, this is kind of cool, man. Like, we got full self-driving, and I didn't come into the hardware 4 phase, really, when I bought my Model Y. So it's like I know what the capabilities are, and I can see kind of the future as an engineer. Like, I don't know. That's just like my kind of like small rant on it. But I think people are straying away because they've been waiting, and it's not instant gratification like we're kind of used to now. Especially if you bought the car and I mean, there hasn't been an update for full self-driving for a hardware 3 car in over a year now. So there are a lot of people that are upset by that, and they're seeing version 14 with Mad Max, and they want to be included because they bought this full self-driving package, and they bought their car outright, and they own it, and they're being, they were made all these different promises, and now we're not really seeing those being upheld, which completely fair. I get it. Oh, we are going to race this guy, because why not? This is a fun opportunity against a little Toyota. Sorry, buddy. We're gonna, see ya. Ah, so fun. I love pulling up next to a car and then just blowing them out of the water. Brings joy to my heart. So let me know what you think on that. Anyway, going back to kind of where the hardware 3 stuff is going. Again, I still think that timeline that I gave is correct. I don't think it's gonna be this year that we see any upgrades to hardware 3. It might be end of 27, but in reality, it's probably gonna be like mid 2028, in my opinion, because you still have to get the suite right. They are working on the software for it, but there's just, I don't know, there's just no real incentive necessarily for them to upgrade hardware 3 cars just yet, other than like, hey, by the way, I know this is what we said, and we are going to hold up our end of the deal. But again, like, they could just say fuck it and not do it at all. So it's it's really up to you if you want to upgrade your car. If you have full self-driving, I would definitely consider upgrading, especially with all the different models that are out there right now. No hardware 3 car except for maybe Model S and Model X have the ventilated seats anyway, so it just kind of makes the most sense to me. Lastly, to kind of round it out, if you know anyone looking for a brand new Tesla and they want to take a demo drive, please use my referral link to book it. That kind of gives me visibility to who is booking the demo drive, and if they want to reach out to me, I can look through the spam folder and pick them out. And then also too, if you go to book if you want to go buy a brand new Tesla, you're going to get 3 months of full self-driving for 3 and Y, and then $1,000 off Cybertruck, Model S and Model X. Model S and Model X while supplies last. So definitely take that with a grain of salt. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.